actually have had 3 other entrepreneurial ventures in my life, so I'm somewhat of a serial entrepreneur. And I've worked in a multitude of industries, from design, engineering, and construction to home building to retail to funeral service to technology. And in most every one of those cases, I was a manager who ran a facility that was remote from the corporate office. So I was in almost every case, after the first job, civilian job I had, I was the head honcho on site. I have an undergraduate in engineering from West Point, and I have an MBA from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Probably at best about 2%. I guess I can't remember because it's been a long time ago, and with 4 real legit businesses, I dabbled in some things on the side. That's probably the $64,000 question to the whole interview. I got to tell you, I learned more in engineering the close down of that business and dealing with the issues that surrounded the ultimate bankruptcy of the business, and then in reflecting on the causes and effects of things I had done, than perhaps all of the education that I'd had over 18 years, and certainly more than the successful experiences of corporate life. I think what I learned was that it's a whole lot easier to plan and start a business than it is to keep it running effectively. Bottom line, we built it, they didn't come, and we went. The organization no longer exists. It was Lighthouse Foods Incorporated, and it was a holding company that I set up to exercise a master franchise for Captain D's seafood restaurant. It's in the hospitality restaurant business. Primary customers in this location were travelers and a light business traffic, lunch traffic, and some local traffic. At the peak I had probably 42 full and part-time. On average, I would say 18 to 20. Went out of business in the first quarter of 1996, having started in 1990. We actually opened our doors for business in June of 1991 after a year of planning. I did interview, had a couple of other opportunities to stay in the business with smaller local or regional builders, but I thought, no, I need to do something different, and I really wanted to work for myself. So I thought the quickest and most secure way to do that was to buy a franchise. I took a chance and ended up deciding to do it on Kent Island on the Chesapeake Bay because local seafood was so much more expensive than what we were able to sell. A combination of my own resources and an SBA loan. The challenges was to find a source or a factor for SBA loans that we could work with, who would buy our business plan and who would give us a good rate. The good season actually started in the spring when people began to go down to the shore on weekends. From probably 2 months, from mid-June to mid-August, were our really peak times. We want to treat each other with respect. We want to give the same kind of courtesies to one another that we would expect to be given to us. And most important, the customer's always right, even when they're wrong. Yeah, I would say easily more than 60%. I think had I had enough money to invest to keep it afloat, that there was a relatively good chance we might have salvaged it. How hard I was going to have to work to make it go.
Did you get that, folks?